O no mai hara mai, I tēnei wā mo te kimu o toi uka. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the penultimate day of the 2025 NFC. It is the Softball New Zealand presentation of the National Fastpitch Championship. I'm Jason Gerbes, aka Chopper. Great to have you along for this as the Westpac helicopter is here. Everyone's here. You know why? It's the big one. It is game 43 here. Hutt Valley taking on Auckland in the major semi-final. And really excited to see what's happening in this one because we've got two great lineups set up for us here today. Just underway in the top of the first innings. Can't wait to get it. The winner will go straight through to the grand final. That is scheduled for tomorrow right here at Fraser Ballpark at 11:30 a.m. So everything riding on the line. The loser of this game will go to the sudden death semi-final in the morning at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So both teams qualified 1 and 2 through round robin play and will have a chance to get into the grand final two ways. We see the first batter pop up from Hutt Valley for the first out here, as we are just underway here. And let me not go any further but bring in my fellow colour commentator here, and that is Saturday So Joe Fraser. Kia ora, Joe.
Yeah, welcome, Jason. We're here for an exciting game today. Last night we had an exciting game. Auckland winning that contest 8-6. Took a big lead and Hutt Valley fought back, but fell short, 8-6. But we got a beautiful day at Hutt Valley. The Bahuta cows are blowing nice and gently. And it's a great, great opportunity.
It sure is indeed. And sorry to interrupt, Joe, as your daughter, Danica Fraser, drops a bunt down and she will score here on the overthrow to first base. So to start red hot would be an understatement for Hutt Valley as they strike first in the semi-final.
Well, yeah, Danica using all the tools, made a beautiful bunt down the first base line. Pitcher picked it up, drew it a little while to first base, went all the way to the fence, and Danica made around the bases with her speed and scored the first run of the ball game. Great start by Hutt Valley.
We see here on the replay the running of the outfielder trying to get to that. Friezo's too quick, and Hutt Valley get off to the best start here possible. Next batter up for Hutt Valley is the superstar Caitlin Lewin. Let's go through the batting order for Hutt Valley for you here today. Marama Markia led off. She popped up to third base. Danica Fraser, she weaved a magic with the bunt to score. We just saw Caitlin Lewin now. She's the left fielder hitting 3 today. Lara Andrews will be in the hot corner third base hitting cleanup. Kiri Winiata Inoka with the designated player hitting 5. Denver Shaw Tates at first base hitting 6 today. Otila Tavite will be the catcher in the 7th spot. Yvonne Gibson will be hitting in the 8th spot. Yvonne Burgess will round out the batting order for the ladies from Te Awa Kairangi, Hutt Valley. Defensively, on the flip side, for the Aucklanders out there around the diamond, they are pretty good as well. And Auckland are set like this defensively. Left to right in the outfield will be Ruby Nola at left field. Centre Alana Snow, the American. Jade Cavalry will be the right fielder for Auckland in the semi-final. Hot corner third base is Shire Howe. Starting shortstop is Ava Prescott. Boy, I've been impressed with her. Second baseman is the ever-experienced Crystal Huani. First base, Tanisha Hokamo. Behind the dish doing the catching, Tyann Bromhead Lamalu. And the starting pitcher, a big question about this one, Joe, Stephanie Fairclough.
Yeah, Stephanie's from the U.S., had played down in the Canterbury region for a year or two, is back up playing in the Auckland competition, and she's an experienced hurler and is going to be a tough pitcher today.
She is an experienced hurler, very elite is Stephanie Fairclough. But the big question, Joe, has got to be, we saw these two teams play in the nightcap last night, and it was Fairclough who got the ball against Hutt Valley. She gets it again today.
Yeah, I guess from a Hutt Valley standpoint, they've seen Stephanie now for 7 innings. They know a little bit more about her. You know, you've gotten some info now on her. I'm a little surprised that Auckland have gone with Fairclough for second time against Hutt Valley. But she's experienced, and we'll see who wins the battle between the batters and the pitcher.
As we continue for this first innings, this one inside out swing, coming back, and almost a collision between Hawani and Cavalry, and Andrews is off to the rating too. She will have a stand-up triple because of it.
Yeah, the sun here in Hutt Valley can be very treacherous in the afternoon. Krista Hawani went back, probably lost it a little in the sun, and that again rolled down the right field line, and Lara got a stand-up triple.
She did indeed, and so 2 away here on the top of the first innings, and Hutt Valley, boy oh boy, give them an inch, they'll take a mile. You almost see the collision there between the second basewoman Krista Hawani and right fielder Jade Cavalry. It'll bring up to bat now Kitty Atiawa. She goes at the first pitch. It'll go foul just over the back of our commentary position. We're set up right behind home plate here at Fraser Ballpark in Avalon Lower Hutt. Couldn't have a better advantage point, Joe.
No, this is fantastic. We got the box seat in this ball game. We could see everything. We've got the camera crew. One of the things I was really impressed with, Jason, is the slow motion replays that we can put on. And yeah, really privileged to be behind here calling this game today.
I tell you what, Joe, I love you. But you don't look like my mother, but you're the only other person I know in this world that calls me Jason. So it's great to have you along, my friend. Inside. And this just grazes the front arm of the batter here, Winiata Inoka. So she'll head down to first base with a hit pitch.
Yeah, this is, it just got a little tight on Kitty. And on the replay, we could see it just got away from Fairclough. She wants to demand that inside part of the plate and just got a little too close.
And we'll see the designated runner for Hutt Valley come out of the dugout, the speedster Riley Watt. So Hutt Valley have got him cornered here in the top of the first innings with runners at 1 and 3. But they'll send up their first base slugger, Denver Short 8. Well, Joe, you know these teams really well, and you also know that Fairclough backing up after throwing that complete game against Hutt Valley last night. What does Fairclough have to do? Inside out swing, and this will work from Short 8. In comes Andrews, and Watt will go coast to coast, and Hutt Valley, to say they've got their foot on the accelerator would be an understatement. They're getting a speeding ticket on the motorway.
Well, I mean, it's a dream start for Hutt Valley. They couldn't have asked for a better start in this ball game. And it puts Auckland, a little bit of pressure on Auckland, but it's very early in the ball game also.
So 2 runs to 0 here early in the semi-final. And the first pitch is down low to the catcher, Otila Tavite for Hutt Valley.
Yeah, the number 7 batter, catcher Otila Tavita. She missed a couple of games with the flu early on in the tournament. But she's an experienced catcher and also one of Hutt Valley's more dangerous batters.
I tell you what, Pally Potter and Lara Andrews, we see the replay in the bottom corner of Denver Short 8. She's inside out swing. Very good offensively. Pitch is down low, off and running. Hutt Valley have pushed the button again. Riley Watt will scamper into home plate with ease. And that is 3 runs to 0 to Te Awa Kairangi Hutt Valley already.
Yeah, it just shows you that Hutt Valley, they took the information from last night's game and are using it a little bit more today.
So we'll settle back in to go to work here. Now with Short 8 at second base in scoring position. This one will come in and the count will now be 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 away here, top of the first innings, Joe. Ground ball, third base, and foul territory though. Joe, just to finish the segment, we're going to start with Fairclough. You know she pitched a full game last night. Coming into the semi-final here, what does she have to do to be successful?
Well, I think she's got to rely first on her defense, throw strikes.
Okay, strike 2.
This Auckland team is experienced. They have a good defense. And she's got to hit her spots.
Hit her spots, rely on her defense. Sounds like sound advice. Very experienced softballer and head coach. Head coach of this Hutt Valley side, some championships is Joe Fraser. Great to have his services here with Beyond the Dugout in the broadcast booth.
You're too kind.
Ground ball straight back up the middle. That comes off the glove of Faircoff. And sometimes the softball gods look a different way.
Yeah, I mean, that was another lucky play just off the glove of Faircloth. Ava Prescott couldn't get to it.
Time called here as the experience of Krista Hawani and Tanisha Hokamo will bring the infield in just to slow it down a smidge.
Yeah, just tipped off the glove.
See here on the Atiawa Toa FM instant replay, glove is out. It's one of those plays as a pitcher if you can get to what you want to, but that was a regulation ground ball for the shortstop for the out at first base there, and that's why I said sometimes the softball gods just look the other way.
Well, and Attila Tavita, you saw her busting down the line. This Hutt Valley team have been here before.
They sure have indeed. And Joe, why don't we take an opportunity while we're going to break here to introduce our umpiring crew out there today.
Yeah, right.
Third base
Go
is
ahead.
Robbie Sadgrove. Second base umpires Sam Michael. And behind the dish, the ever lovable Cantabrian. It is Nikki Ogier. Ball down low. Now, Joe, I know you're a big fan of Ogier, home plate umpire, and the way she manages the game. And that's important, isn't it?
Oh, she's an international umpire. She's very experienced. She's been doing these type of games for a long time. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for her. We've had a few discussions in our day.
Yeah, and good educated discussions as well.
Absolutely.
So, very experienced home umpire. Flip that on its head now for the youngster in the batter's box for Hutt Valley, Yvani Gibston, a youngster, just arrived back in New Zealand after living in Australia, and boy, oh boy, is she making waves as a teenager.
Oh, she's a versatile player.
Sure.
16 years old. She went to the White Sox trials. She pitched, she caught, and yeah, she's got a big future.
A big future indeed. Well, Hutt Valley couldn't get off to a better start here. 3 runs at the top of the first innings. They lead the semi-final. We'll be back at the bottom and all the lineups in just a moment.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds like the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
No, my hooky my welcome back here to Fraser Ballpark, the home of softball in Hutt Valley. Great to have you along for this major semi-final. The winner goes to the grand final tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Defensively for Hutt Valley now, let's have a look at them. Left to right in the outfield, it is Superwoman Caitlin Lewin at left, Yvonne Burgess at centre, and the youngster Yavani Gibson at right. Hot corner third base is Dr. Laura Andrews, Danica Farizo's at shortstop, paired with Marama Markia at second base. Deborah Shawtape, she's over at first. Atila Tavite's behind the dish, and Irene Costa gets the start on the hill. Offensively for Auckland, Alana Snow leads off, followed by Shia Hale. Tyann Bromley Lomalu will be hitting in the 3 spot. Ruby Nola's hitting clean up today. Hokamu 5, Hawani 6, Hale, Prescott, Cavalry round out the batting order for Auckland here today. Bottom of the first innings, of course, Hutt Valley have just struck for 3 to really, Joe, put a real scare into this Auckland side early.
Well, it is early days. I think Hutt Valley will like to consolidate that inning with going a bit clean in this inning. We'll see if Auckland can answer back. We got a long day ahead of us, Jason.
We sure do.
These are 2 good, experienced teams, and both can swing the bat.
I couldn't agree with you anymore, Mum. I mean, Joe. Just giving you jokes. Well, Alana Snow here, the young lady from Southern California, just out of San Diego. Poor thing's a Padres fan, she tells me. And she just gets fooled on that change-up. She knows the starting pitcher here, Irene Costa, as she will pull the change up again to get the first out here in the bottom of the innings via the strikeout.
Yeah, Alana is an experienced player out of the prestigious college UCLA, who have won more national championships in the USA than any college.
I've lost how many fingers are needed to count their championship rings, that's for sure. Shia Hale now goes at the first pitch, up the middle, good transfer required, and Hale beats it out for the first hit of the ball game for Auckland.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting by Shia, just going up the middle with that pitch. Came off of Irene Costa's leg. Marama Markia made a nice play to get it up there, but Shia beat it out with her speed.
A swing and a miss by the starting catcher, Tyann Bromhead Lomalu. This one down low, and the throw is good, but the slide is better from young Hale. She snags second base, Joe.
Yeah, it was a great slide by her. The throw was there. Danica Fariso tried to make a play on it and gave the umpire a good look at the ball, but Shia got her hand in there. And as the replay shows, yep, she just beat it. Good
Sliding
call.
around the back door is Hale. Foul ball by Bromhead Lomalu while we're away at replays for you. So 1-2 the count on Bromhead Lomalu.
Auckland staying aggressive on the base paths.
Sure are indeed. Well, I think they're taking a leaf out of Hutt Valley's book, Joe, because Hutt Valley, they pushed it to the limit in that first innings, didn't they?
Oh, no doubt about it, yeah. They, Cindy Potai is going to play an aggressive game. It was important for Hutt Valley to get on top early in this game.
Inside the outswing, goes down to third base in the hot box now. Clever play by Andrews. Chasing, here comes Farizo with the dive and the tag. But that play is set up by Lara Andrews for sure.
Yeah, Lara made a nice play. Faked it to third base. Threw it to Marama Markia. Got him in the rundown. Maria chased it back to third. Gave it to Danica. And Danica chased it down with a diving tag. Beautiful defense.
Race. I'll tell you what, the school ground, you wouldn't want to take on Danica Farizo in a game of tag. You know, well, no, what? You want her on your team, that's for sure. Quick as ever. Two outs here on the bottom of the first innings. It'll bring up to bat now Ruby Nola. And I tell you what, Joe, I'm a big fan of Ruby Nola, especially when she has been back after her 2 years in college. And I tell you someone who'd be interested about that, and you can see on screen there, the head coach of the White Sox there in Craig Wallace. This one's up the middle. And there's what we've been seeing her do. They'll try to score here, Auckland, and Hale will come in. So Auckland strike back here in the bottom of the first innings, 3-1.
Yeah, nice base hit by Ruby Nola up the middle for an RBI.
Couldn't be better. Look at Hale gritting her teeth as she rolls the corner around third base. Looking to score. She knows it's important to strike right back. Tanisha Hokamo now. First base slugger.
And just for anyone that wants to know, Shia went back to second base because Tyrone Bromhead, there was 2 down and there was the two-out catcher rule.
That's why she was back out there after being obviously placed out in that game of tag with shortstop Fraser. Now, and we're talking about head coaches of the White Sox. There's a gentleman who has had an amazing career as a coach for New Zealand, Mike Walsh, ground announcing for us this week, a native of Te Awa Kairangi, Hutt Valley. Up the middle, Hokamo squeezes it through. Nola will score with ease, and Hokamo will go back to first base with a solid single.
Yeah, well, Auckland now have fought back like we knew they would. They're a tough hitting side, and they've come back and scored 2 runs to cut the deficit to 3-2.
We can see the arm out from the third base coach, Isaac Fletcher, for Auckland, waving Nola in for that second run. Of course, Auckland, coached by a husband and wife duo, Isaac and Michelle Fletcher. I don't know if I could do that, Joe.
There might be some good nighttime conversations.
Ball down low. Rennie Costa on the hill here for Te Awa Kairangi, Hutt Valley. This one's down the line off the batter, Hoani, and that'll be the third out in the bottom of the first innings, but it's not before Nola and Hokamo do the damage. They drive in 2. We've got a 1-run ball game. 3-2 to Hutt Valley. Well, to say this game started with adrenaline and action at Sorensen Field, Diamond 1 at Fraser Ballpark, the semi-final, would be an understatement, Joe. 5 runs are scored between these two teams for the first innings. And to get us underway for good measure, at the top of the second, they have called a strike on Yvonne Burgess being too late to the batter's box.
Yeah, that's unusual to see. Nicole Olgier is a stickler for the rules. It's one of the first times I've seen that called in a very long time.
So, 2 strikes to count here. Scoreboard will catch up later. This one's a waste pitch outside. And I like that, though, Joe. You know, Faircoff got out there, got her pitches and warm-up pitches in quick, was ready to go and was waiting. And nothing wrong with a bit of hustle, that's for sure. As we see this one come inside, so Burgess will go down on strikes for the first out. But it's back to the top of the order for Hutt Valley where all the damage started.
Yeah, back to the top of the pops. Yesterday we had 14 runs scored in the ball game. with Auckland taking it out 8-6. And today we got an early 5 runs scored on the board already.
This one's down low to Marama Makia, the starting second base woman.
Marama's come home from university.
Boy, haven't they welcomed her with open arms. A fantastic young lady, both on the diamond with her skill and passion, but a wonderful person off the diamond as well.
Oh, lovely lady. Got a great personality.
For me, Joe, that means just as much as your skill and talent.
Absolutely.
This one's outside, so 1-2 the count now on Mark.
Comes from a very famous softball family.
Very good indeed. And
her sister, Mediana, playing for Hawke's Bay this tournament.
Yeah, indeed. And this one's punched, trying to find a gap, but Snow shows her international wear and talent, and she makes that look easy. Joe, that was not easy.
No, that was not easy. This was a very good shot to left center field. Alana Snow was tracking it all the way.
Of course, Alana Snow, Khan, international representative for Great Britain.
Puts up the arm and makes that catch.
Slow play developing here, and Hale will take care of business. It's a quick 1, 2, 3 innings in the top of the second. Score stays the same, 3 runs to 2. Back soon.
Your world, your color, your choice with Racine.
Oh, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting presentation with our friends Atiawa Toa FM on the penultimate day, Saturday here. One more day to go, Joe, for the grand final, but it's the major semi-final. These are the games these athletes work their whole career to get into, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt about it. This is the pinnacle tournament. I think I mentioned yesterday, it's my favorite tournament. We see all of the talented players from all of the provinces and almost vying for spots in the White Sox. And just being able to experience playing for your province, it's a proud moment.
Well, Karina Hale with her signature yellow batting helmet. An outstanding slugger. Admitted from the Auckland side for a number of years. Gets picked up for North Harbour last year and plays a blinder at the NFC. And now Auckland recognise her talent, and she is back in the Auckland side.
Oh, well, she's a fantastic hitter, can also throw and hurl. Plays first base, third base, so very versatile, and has been in the game for a very long time.
Pulls this one down the line. The type of player you hear before you see is Karina Hale. Not just with her fantastic signature laugh, but also the sound of the crack of the bat when the ball hits her.
No doubt. She is a powerful hitter.
This one just missing outside. And there we go. The chairman of Softball New Zealand, Hoani Lambert, gracing us with his presence here today. As a nice change of pace from Costa gets Hale on the front foot.
Yeah, beautiful pitch there. Had it on a string and fooled Karina.
Already Irene Costa out of Molate, Milan in the north of Italy. Fantastic location, of course. Italy, got to be one of my most favourite countries in the world, Joe.
Bollata is a famous softball club.
Yeah, it sure is.
And it's just outside of Milan. And Irina Costa has played for them and was pitching and also playing the field. She's also studying chiropractic medicine. And I saw her doing a few massages on the girls earlier in the tournament and also at the under-19 tournament, I believe it was. She just lost that ball a little bit on the exchange, so it's going to be another ball.
It is indeed. Just kind of lost her footing a little. And this one pops up. Here comes Costa. She didn't lose her footing this time as she will make the catch.
Nice play by Irene, showing her talent or versatility in the field.
Springing off that rubber pitching mat, and that's probably what is happening for Irene Costa. It takes the international pitchers a while to adjust to New Zealand. We're the only country in the world that uses a rubber mat for pitching on. As we see a first pitch swinging and off to the races is young cavalry, but the defense is too quick as they'll combine for a 1-2-3 innings. Joe, we're moving quick. There is no score added to it. 3 runs to 2.
Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's a chance to get your umbrellas out, maybe a deck chair, and maybe a cold drink or two as well. Semi-final time action here at the NFC. And Hutt Valley have got off to a great start at the beginning of this one. They scored 3 runs at the top of the first innings, and with Auckland replying with 2 in the bottom of the first innings. And then this game is really buttoned down, Joe.
Yeah, well, the last 2 innings, they've closed the door a little bit. The pitching's tightening up.
Caitlin Lewin now, looking the athlete she was and is right now. I tell you what, this girl is heading for the promised land.
Yeah, she's gotten herself fit. She's now a businesswoman.
Inside out swing will go to Kawani at second base, and Superwoman will have to put her cape away and bring it out another day.
Yeah, just a little bit inside pitch.
It is indeed.
And yeah, just popped it out to the second base. But she'll be back for another at-bat during
There
this
you go.
game.
You get to see the face behind the voice of Say Don't So, Joe Farizo, joining us in commentary here today as Dr. Lara Andrews steps in to go to work, the third basewoman for Hutt Valley. Remember, she applied the pressure, dunked one, a Texas Liga into right field. She turned it into a triple. I don't know how.
Well, Dr. Lara Andrews is just continues to hit. She's been one of Hutt Valley's hottest hitters in this tournament and continues to lead from the front.
She sure does indeed. It's a solid single up the middle from Lara, and down the first base she goes. So with 1 away here, they'll flip it over to their catcher again, Kiri Winiata Inoka, hit by pitch back in the first innings.
Madama Makia cheering on her teammates.
Sun pops up.
We got a beautiful day here at Fraser Park, home of Hutt Valley softball,
It is indeed, and
the host of this tournament.
I tell you what, the weather was, let's say, a little changeable yesterday, Joe.
It was.
But nothing's changed today. It is picture postcard beautiful, as this one just misses the outside edge of the plate. And 19 degrees Celsius. Blue sunny skies. Couldn't be better for semi-final action softball.
Feels a little warmer, I guess, on the diamond. But it is a beautiful day.
It is indeed. And that one dunks over to left field. And it's back-to-back hits for the girls from Atiawa Toa FM, Hutt Valley.
Yeah, and I guess one of the things when you do see the picture for the second time, you can see that Hutt Valley seemed to be a little bit more comfortable in the batter's box and are getting a little bit more contact against Fairclough this game than they did early on in yesterday's game.
Complete game pitched by Fairclough against Hutt Valley last night. 4 times through the order. Now, they're their second time, so 6 times through the order for these Hutt Valley hurlers against Stephanie Fairclough. Question is, how long?
Well, we'll see what the Hutt Valley batters continue to do, and that'll determine whether Fairclough stays out there or not.
This one pops up and goes foul out of play.
I think as long as Fairclough can keep the score at 3-2, then Isaac Fletcher and Michelle will feel comfortable keeping her out there.
Stephanie Fairclough going through the first 2 days of play here at the NFC. And hard hit ball to second base. And Hutt Valley will load the bases. To say they're seeing the ball like a pumpkin, I think it'll be the Goodyear blimp next.
Well, Denver hit that ball hard right at the second baseman, Krista Hawani. I think, as I was saying, yeah, she just bobbled that ball and then kicked it behind her. As I was talking earlier about Fairclough, it was how long Isaac was going to keep her out there. Well,
they have another gun. As you can see, they're going to make a pitching change. Stephanie Fairclough will be out of the ball game for Auckland with the loaded bases at the top of the third, trailing by 1.
Jack Links presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Watch this.
Don't mess with other snacks. Choose Jack Links jerky made with 100% beef.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the third innings. We had a pitching change here. Stephanie Fairclough faced 85 batters for the first 2 days of work with a 1.84 ERA. And she is out of the ball game. Complete game against Hutt Valley last night, and 6 times through the order for her within the space of 14 hours is just too much. Lucky for them, they've got the third best pitcher at the tournament ready to come in, and that is Lauren Parker. 50 batters faced, 13 innings worked, only 1 earned run, a 0.54 ERA. To say Lauren Parker's in form would be an understatement. First pitch she throws in a loaded bases situation here, Joe. It's really tough too, isn't it, for a pitcher to come in this situation?
Oh, no doubt about it. She's got to come in and throw strikes, rely on her defense. She'd be probably looking for a strikeout here.
And a great diving catch that sees it touch the ground first. And a foul ball, but boy, oh boy, what an effort by Tyann Bromhead Lamalu, Joe.
Oh, it was a fantastic effort. She tried to sell it.
Yeah,
we're looking on a replay.
Yeah, we can see if we can get the slow-mo here. And just out of frame, but to be fair, you can see the home plate umpire.
Nikki Ojira
is right there. She's got the VIP seat, doesn't
Absolutely. She saw the ball. It definitely was trapped.
So 2 strikes to count on Tavite.
Interesting to see O'Teal squeezing in that position.
Well, Hutt Valley, a very experienced coaching staff. Cindy Potai and Zavana Aranga. This one fouls back. And what I like about them, Joe, not only are they experienced, but they're happy to experiment with different offensive strategies.
No doubt about it. And I think on this turf, in this environment, then you need to put pressure on the defense. Make them make the play.
Only one down here. Change up the middle with its punch. And Tavite will plate one, then two. And Hutt Valley are rocking and rolling here in the semi-final, 5 runs to 2.
Well, Atiawa Tavita came through with a base hit on an 0-2 pitch.
Not too sure about the change up right down the middle on that count, Joe.
You're right about that.
They've got to give a little bit of reprieve here for the starting catcher, Taihen Bromhead Lamalu. She's only young. I think this is only her second NFC for the youngster. She may be still a teenager or has just become 20, so she will get better with her game calling as she grows, won't she?
Well, she comes with good pedigree.
Doesn't she?
Her mother was a catcher.
Yeah,
Kyla
very
Bromhead,
good catcher.
a very good catcher for the White Sox and for the Waitakere Bears.
Yeah. So, big opportunity now, still with 2 runners on base here for Hutt Valley. 1 down in the top of the 3rd innings. And the youngster, Yavani Gibson, up now. Rise ball up top. Of course, Lauren Parker, we mentioned her statistics. They're outstanding through the first 2 days, but she's just come off a half an hour ago or so, a complete game performance against Hawke's Bay, Joe.
Yeah, she pitched a complete game. It went into extra innings. Auckland came back in the tiebreaker to win 3-2.
Tyann Bromhead Lamalu scores the winning run for Auckland against Hawke's Bay. You wait till you hear how she did it. This one, rise ball, goes back to the screen.
We talk about pedigree and Avani Gibson, her dad, Craig Gibson.
Yeah.
A good pitcher.
Wasn't he?
Played, I think, in Wellington. He played for, Miramar for a while.
Had an amazing changer. He'd make it float in different directions. And this one floats a different direction as it'll pick up the out of Gibson here. Just to finish the story of what happened with Lamalu in the last game against Hawke's Bay, they're all locked up in the bottom of the tiebreaker innings. She's running at 3rd base. You know, as a kid, you ever dreamed about stealing home? Rise ball, first pitch to Burgess. Well, that's what she did. She did the deke on the catcher, made the catcher throw to 3, broke for home, and scored the winning run. That is the youthfulness of Taihen Bromhead Lamalu. Pitch is down.
Yvonne Burgess has had a good tournament also. After day 1, she was batting 500, I believe.
Yeah, simply outstanding. And she is a pedigree, isn't she? Hard hit ball. We'll go foul down the line. Quite a few of the Auckland and Hutt Valley players, as you would expect, feature on the first page of the batting stats. And we'll give you some of those as they come on up.
2 down.
Curveball action. Oh, you mentioned Costa, the Italian pitcher, pitching for Hutt Valley's a chiropractic. Well, Lauren Parker, I know her well. She's a gym junkie. Like, if she's not there every day, she's there every second day. And if I'm telling the truth, it's probably twice a day.
She's certainly fit.
Out. Yeah. And you see that in her ability to pitch deep into games and into tournaments as well.
And she's backing it up after playing against Hawke's Bay earlier on today.
Yeah. 1-2 the count now. Rise ball up top. This one fouls back.
Oh, we got Simi. I saw him jump when the ball came back. There is a fence and a glass, Simi, so you're well protected.
Oh, I wouldn't put Semi under the bus. Semi Caruso, the voice of Atiawa Toa FM. I tell you what, he's fearless, except for when a softball's coming hurling at him.
Fearlessly running away.
Yo!
This one pops up a foul ball as Joe Farizo gets all excited in the booth, Joe.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the replay of Semi in the background there. He's a bit like you when something happens with Hutt Valley, Joe.
Yeah.
Proud native of Te Awakai, Hutt Valley, is Joe Farizo. And he won't mind me saying, but he called the grand final of the NFC a couple of years ago down in Autotahi, Christchurch, in the colour commentary position. And when they won that grand final, say don't say, Joe, shed a tear for the Hutt Valley team. And a walk issued to Burgess down to first base.
Yeah, that was a good battle by Yvonne. She fouled off a couple of really good pitches that Lauren threw, hung in there, and worked out a walk.
So they'll go back to the top of the shop here. The 8th batter of the 3rd innings here for Hutt Valley. Plated 2 runs. Is Hutt Valley.
Yeah, it was an emotional final that 2 years ago down in Christchurch. We had a fantastic time down there. I think we might have went to Tutta Bene, the Italian restaurant.
We did, certain. We went to Tutta Bene, sir. But it is great. And the thing for me, though, Joe, is more importantly, is you're a lover of this game of softball. You love women's softball. And having you in the booth, sharing the booth with you, is such a privilege when you have that passion.
Oh, thanks, Jason. I really enjoy it. I love following these women. I love seeing the talent that comes through, especially these young ones that are coming through. I've been in New Zealand a long time, and I've coached the boys and men, but there's something about coaching the women that is much more pleasurable. They actually listen.
Fair enough, Joe, fair enough. 3-1 the count now on the second basewoman for Hutt Valley, Marama Marquez. You see Cindy Potai there cheering on from third base. Coach's box. This one off the edge of the bat, and Parker will take it, and that'll stop the bleeding here in the 3rd innings. Well, 2 runs will come in for Hutt Valley. They lead the ball game, 5 runs to 2. Bottom of the 3rd innings here in the semi-final action of the NFC for 2025, presented for you by Softball New Zealand. A real good one going here between Te Awakai Hutt Valley, leading 5 runs over Tamaki Makoto's Auckland, 2 here at this point. Got off to a flyer, 3 runs scored by Hutt Valley in the top of the 1st innings, 2 by Auckland in the bottom of the 1st innings. But then, Joe, in the top of the 3rd, Hutt Valley pressed the button again, scored another 2 runs.
Yeah, they're hitting much better than they did at the beginning of the last game between these two teams. it just shows you that when you play a team once, you do gain a little bit of information, and they're using that information today positively.
Well, Auckland will set up in the bottom of the third innings. Alana Snow, the centre fielder, Shire Hale, the third basewoman, and Tyann Bromhead Lamalu, the catcher. 1, 2, 3 here as we get underway and continue in the semi-final. Well, I tell you what, the softball's been magic out there, and it's been a pleasure to be in the company of these fine ladies. Well, the company just got better, Joe, because joining us is the Softball New Zealand chairperson, Hoani Lambert. Kia ora, hoa.
Kia ora.
Fantastic indeed, and great to have him along. And of course, Softball New Zealand have got big things happening at the moment. Hoani, would you like to share something?
Well, obviously we just had our first Heartland competition in Palmerston North, and we were delighted to see a number of smaller associations who, for one reason or another, haven't felt that the championship here is a place for them. Having so many teams come together and seeing some of those provincial shirts put on for the first time in a long time was really heartening for us as a national organisation.
So outstanding, the Heartland boy, and I love the name you gave it, Hoani, because the beating heart of your community is so key as we see Alana Snow go down. Joe, you wanted to ask Hoani something as well.
Yeah, well, Hoani, we have this format of the NFC Championship that we've had for quite a few years. There has been discussions about the other format coming in possibly next year or 2027. What are your thoughts on that new format?
Yeah, so it's really exciting for us to think about how we could stretch the marketing opportunity of the NFC over a number of weekends. Obviously, we're thinking about new ways that we can market the sport, particularly for new commercial sponsors. The more airtime that we can give them, if we can have a competition that's running over maybe 3 weekends, we just think that that will be something that's really attractive to potential sponsors. Of course, at the moment, it's a very difficult climate economically for New Zealand businesses, so it may be that we may not be able to attract the sorts of commercial arrangements we want as soon as next season, but we certainly think we're laying the foundations to be able to put something in front of commercial sponsors that they would really like.
No, that's great.
What a great formula, and fantastic to have with us the Softball New Zealand chairperson, Hoani Lambert, in the booth here during the semi-final. Hoani, I understand you've got some breaking news for us. We just came from the Heartland in Palmerston North, Papaoia, and there's a big event coming up April 4 to 6. Tell us about that. Of course, the WBSC U23 Oceanic Qualifier coming up there in the under-18 junior
which
Black
of the
Sox
many?
test. Yes, I know. You've got so much going on at the moment. But tell us about how did you get that, and why is that important for New Zealand?
Well, I mean, it's the pathway for our future Black Sox and White Sox is the various age levels that we have from 15s, 18s, 23s, and being able to have a number of age grades running at the same weekend, particularly with the participation of Australia, is obviously a great occasion for us. Being able to host them at one of our prestige venues in the Manawatu is going to be fantastic as well. But the reason why I was a bit confused is because, of course, the Men's World Cup is front of mind as well in July. And so we've got a lot of preparatory work going on with that squad soon to be named by Thomas and his management team. So a lot going on internationally, but being able to attract the sorts of international talent like Australia into New Zealand, again, we were talking about commercial arrangements, the more opportunities that we can provide for our top players to play benefits them to be up against some world-class opposition, but it also benefits the sport because then we can start to hang some commercial arrangements around those events as well.
Just a quick question on that, Hoani. Of course, we're all excited for the July World Cup in Canada coming up, and a quick innings there for Auckland, as you see. We'll stay here because we have the Softball New Zealand chairperson with us, Hoani Lambert, and I know his time is valuable. Hoani, with the Black Sox heading away to the World Cup, if they win that World Cup, where does that place you with the WBSC not choosing the Black Sox to go to the World Games in China only a month after that World Cup?
Yeah, it's just the difficulties with the timing as to when they take seedings and then determine who's going to be participating. And I think that's just the challenge that the Black Sox have. you can see in a very near future that once they get back on that podium, which I think will be as soon as July, then we won't see this sort of situation happening again. But it's just unfortunate that at this particular stage, the Black Sox have a ranking which places them just outside. But, I'm really optimistic, like most Black Sox fans, that that's going to change come July.
Yeah, fantastic indeed. We're looking forward to that, aren't we, Joe?
No doubt about it. And we also have, Hawani, a number of other youth teams, Junior Black Sox, the White Sox, Junior White Sox positions looking to be filled. Any idea when those positions will be filled? So also under 23s?
Yeah, so announcements are imminent. I know that they've had those interviews, and talking to Jason, I think it's just a matter of days before those announcements are made. But, every one of these appointments is so important for our sport, particularly at a stage where we're seeing some great talent coming through. I was here for the under-17 boys tournament, and I was just really struck by how many talented young people we have coming up through the grades. So, our role as a national sport is to make sure we keep them in the game, that we provide them with opportunities to develop, that if they're talented female athletes, that we try and get them into American college programs as much as we can, and then just make sure that they're able to transition and represent the country as often as possible.
Top of the fourth innings here, Hutt Valley will set up Danica Fraser, Caitlin Lewin and Dr. Lara Andrews, 1, 2, 3 here with Hutt Valley, Atiawa Kairangi leading 5 runs to 2 at this point. I know you're from Hutt Valley, Hawani, but you whakapapa all over this country. Hutt Valley, Auckland in the semi-final. How do you see it going?
Yes, it's challenging, isn't it? I live in Wellington. Whakapapa predominantly back to Wairoa, so Hawke's Bay. I'm watching very, very closely. Hutt Valley is the only uniform I've worn, either as a coach or as a fairly average catcher, but I still made the under-14s back in 1986.
There you go.
So lived in Christchurch for quite some time, and of course very fond of Auckland and the amount of talent that's come through there. So I think Hutt Valley, they've had an amazing season. So if you think about their success at 17s, 19s, they've made every final. I'd really like to see them carry on that success with their senior teams this weekend.
Well, they've got every opportunity here, leading by 3 runs in their 4th innings. And I tell you what, I know this game is entertaining, Hawani, but if you look to your left and watch Joe Fraser when his daughter's batting, it can't get any more entertaining than that. Hawani, I know your time is precious, but before you go, is any other messages you'd like to share with the Motu and Aotearoa the country?
Yeah, I would. I mean, our game wouldn't be what it is without the hundreds of volunteers that we have throughout the country. And, the lifeblood of our sport is in the heartland, but it's also in our clubs right around the country. So, these players have benefited, these players on the field, from the voluntary efforts of our club administrators, our coaches, our volunteer officials. And so I just want to say a great big thank you to them for every moment that they contribute without getting any recompense other than the satisfaction of supporting these athletes to do great things.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard it right here from one of the best in our game at the moment, Hawani Lambert, the Softball New Zealand, the chairperson. And Hawani, on behalf of the softball community, we want to thank you and your dedicated board, and of course the staff at Softball New Zealand, for what you're doing for our great game at the moment.
And thank you for all your hard work on the dugout.
Thanks, Hawani.
All right.
You're welcome.
Kia ora.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hawani Lambert, the Softball New Zealand chairperson, and boy, oh boy, they're doing big things, Joe, and I know you're excited at the moment, but look at that Heartland competition he explained.
Yeah.
The WBSC qualifiers being hosted at Papaia, Palmerston North in April. The Black Sox off to the World Cup. New international coaches to be announced any moment. The game of softball's in a good place, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt about it. We have a lot of great young talent out there. We got competitions for them to play in. This was a very good pitch by Lauren Parker to get Danica. She just swung over it.
It is indeed. So Hutt Valley in the top of the 4th innings here, leading by 3. And Fraser goes down on strikes for the first out. Hands the baton now to the left fielder, Caitlin Lewin.
Katie's had a great tournament.
This one's up top. And boy, oh boy, a firecracker as Caitlin Lewin. And But she's up against the gym junkie, Lauren Parker, here from Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland.
Well, after day 2, the stats you see, Caitlin Lewin is batting .500, 7 hits out of 14 at bats, 17 plate appearances. She had a bomb in the county's game, cleared the men's fence, nearly cleared the whole stadium, and was jumping for joy when she hit that one.
Yeah, I know we had Thomas Cameron in the booth the game after that, and he was like, wow, she just did that? Such a cool lady as well. Drop ball just into the bottom of the zone. So 3 balls and 1 strike to count now. Lauren Parker in relief will walk Lewin down to first base. She'll go. Of course, Lauren Parker came in with 1 out in the 3rd innings in a loaded bases situations. 2 runs scored, but they're not credited to her because they were put on by the starting pitcher, Stephanie Faircroft. So she's looking to hold down the ship as such, Joe.
No doubt about it. With Hutt Valley leading 5-2, Auckland will want to hold those runs to a minimum.
Softball New Zealand's first professional softballer steps into the batter's box now, Dr. Lara Andrews.
Yep. Played for the Philadelphia Rebellions, I believe it was.
Yeah. Hard hit ball pops up. A fantastic story is Lara Andrews as well. She won't mind admitting it wasn't a great student coming through and had to be thought, you have to go to school. Do I really? Do I really? I'll do all the sport, but I don't want to do the book stuff. Well, guess what? She earns herself a scholarship to go to the USA to play softball and to study. Off and running on the pitch is Lewin, and she is safe into second base.
Fantastic stolen base by Caitlin Lewin. Dives head first into second. She's a rip and bust type of player.
Exciting to watch as Lawrence are now in scoring position. And to finish that story on Lara Andrews, as I mentioned, not a great fan of school, but got a scholarship to go and play softball in America. Not only did she study Delaware University, she picks up a hard hit ball that Snow takes at centre field. Lewin will tag up, and Superwoman's into third base. Joe, I'll just jump in here for a sec because Dr. Andrews leaves the field here. She completes her degree 4 years at Delaware University. Then she does another couple of years to get her doctorate. So from a young Māori girl in Hutt Valley that did not like schoolwork, went there, became a professional athlete and a professional learner, and now she is Dr. Lara Andrews. What a story, Joe.
It's a fantastic story. I had the pleasure and honor to coach Lara at a few NFC tournaments. As I always said to the women on our side, if Lara is playing on my team, she's my captain. She's a well-respected player, and not only a player, but a well-respected person.
Easy selection right there, that's for sure. One and one the count here on the catcher. Apologies, she's not in the catching role. She's the DP in this game, Kiri Winiata Inoka. And a swing over the top of that one. Atiawa Kairangi Hutt Valley threatening again here in the 4th innings. Remember, they scored 3 in the first, 2 in the 3rd. Now with a runner 60 feet away at third base. Trying to do that right here. This one fouls back. I like the swing of Winiata Inoka, Joe.
Oh, yeah, it's a full swing. Give it all you got. And she is a very good hitter, power hitter. Goes the other way.
Change of pace. Boy, oh boy, it's a knee buckler from Lauren Parker, and she keeps them scoreless through the top of the fourth innings. We've got ourselves a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. It might be a 3-run difference, but trust me, we got ourselves a ball game. See you soon. Welcome back, and the AstroTurf has been prepared. The athletes are ready, and the semi-final action continues here from Fraser Ballpark at Hutt Valley's major sporting ground these days. Joe Fraser joining us in commentary.
Oh, it's a beautiful day in the Hutt Valley. As I said earlier, the Pahuta cows are just slowly turning into breeze. We got a beautiful day, almost a cloud in the sky. If you don't have the sunscreen on, make sure you slip, slop, and splash because the UV is out there. We got a full stadium today. The outfield is full. The stands are full.
Building nicely, isn't it? The NFC is the place to be here in Lower Hutt or in the Greater Wellington region. And a hard hit ball from Hokamo going back. And one bounce into the fence. It's a stand-up double for the first base slugger from Auckland, Tanisha Hokamo.
Yeah, she got all of that. The left center field.
Double high five to hand over the gloves. They've got everything, Joe.
Oh, no doubt about it. A drive to left center field, just off the fence, the bottom of the fence. Caitlin Lewin throwing it in quickly. But Tanisha Hokamo has some wheels.
She sure does indeed. It's a fine lady. There's Hokamo now in scoring position for Crystal Hawani up the bat here for Auckland. This one's up, back pick. And Hokamo has to be quick, and you're right, Joe, she is quick.
Yeah, that was a planned pickoff move that Hutt Valley uses.
Marama Marquez sneaking in the back door. Hokamo springs around, responds, has to dive to get back in.
Yeah, if it's on the other side of the base, it might be a little bit closer. Krista Hawani from the Otahu Club in Auckland.
It sure is indeed, yep. Both the runner at second base and the batter right now are proud members of the Otahu Softball Club. This one bends inside. Joe, just watching the delivery from Irene Acosta here. She's got that technique as she goes to deliver. Her glove hand comes down and slaps her leg. And it's almost it slaps that before the ball gets released. It's a little kind of off-putting on your timings. Do you notice that?
Well, yeah, it could also be a little off-putting for the batter because they hear the sound.
Yeah, that's what I meant for the batter. Oh, what a play! And now it's a tumble at second base. Hokamo is up. And she'll be awarded third base with obstruction from the second baseman lying on top of her. And we'll just wait for the umpires to make their decision, and they are. And, Joe, in this case, I think they got it right.
Yeah, no, she's going back. She was going down on the base. And when she got up to throw, the obstruction was called, but she wasn't going to third base.
She gets awarded the base you're going to. And you'll see here on the Atiawa Toa FM replay, she's going back to that base where the collision is.
Yes.
If she was going towards third base and there was a collision, she'd be awarded third base.
Correct.
So very good call by Robbie Sandgrove out there officiating in the game.
And let's not forget, that was a great play by Lara Andrews grabbing that line drive.
Yeah. I wonder why she became the first professional softballer for New Zealand.
That's right.
Wow. Lara Andrews, a superstar at third base for Hutt Valley. And talking about superstars, Karina Hale, She's too dangerous in this position, and she'll get an intentional walk down to first base. Of course, though, Joe, that will set up the force play for Hutt Valley's defence in this situation, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think that was one of the reasons why Cindy decided to put Karina on. Karina is a dangerous hitter with power. It brings up the young Ava Prescott, who also had a 3-run homer in last night's game.
She did indeed. She's got some power, has Prescott.
It does put the tying run to the plate.
Risk and reward. It's always part of the game of coaching chess, isn't it? Low lifter comes straight through and rings the bell of the catcher here to Vite. There's a good move there. You see the home plate umpire, Nikki Ogier. You okay? I like that about her.
Yeah, she shows her experience there. She saw that it hit off of Otila's face mask, and she just wants to know that there are no butterflies floating around in there.
A pure lady of the game is Nikki Ogier. Fantastic to have her services here in the semi-final. Rise ball up top. Young Ava Prescott, I believe, out of the Auckland United Softball Club, who have merged with Auckland Maris these days. And a true little young woman on the rise.
No doubt. I was talking to her, I think, grandmother on the sidelines yesterday. They're very proud of Ava playing at this level at such a young age. And she's got a big future in the Auckland region.
Costa, the Italian pitcher on the hill here for Hutt Valley. She's worked both sides of the plate. Is it time for the change-up? Will she pull the string? I feel it is. Here we go. And it's a hard fastball that just, and I mean just, misses the middle of the side. Full count anyway, Joe. And there's the North Harbour boys. Of course, I'll be into the men's semi-final coming up after this one, Joe. And Prescott can't catch up to that one. And with a drop third strike and a runner at first base, she's automatically out, Joe.
Yeah, she's out on that. It was a little bit of a change up down.
Joe, did you hear the result of Hawke's Bay and Hutt Valley on the men's side today?
Let's see. Hutt Valley against
Hawke's Bay, really.
Hawke's Bay. No, unfortunately, I didn't.
I won't chase that one because if Hutt Valley won that game, they will be into the semi-final after this game against North Harbour. Hutt Valley men's team, Joe, outstanding. Just dropped the one game against Auckland.
Yeah, I talked to Stevie Deans today. He was very pleased with how the boys were playing. It's a young team.
And talking about young, the young right fielder for Auckland, Jade Cavalry. Really impressed with this young lass. Built with pace, a good head on her shoulders, and just tends to get her done.
Oh, yeah, and she's got fantastic speed. Very knowledgeable for a youngster.
Good eye as well. She sees that one go outside the zone. The good thing I like with Jade, I've had the pleasure of spending a bit of time with her recently. She's a good friend of my son's at the moment. And I tell you what, she's a pleasure to have around.
Those are the type of people you want.
Running, swinging bunt. It'll go foul, though. You can see some of the pace from Cavalry. She goes down to first base. And in this case, Joe, if she can get aboard here, it'll flip it over to the top of the shop for Auckland with loaded bases.
Yeah, so it's this is a big time for Hutt Valley to try to get out of this inning. 2 down, 1-2 count, runners at first and second.
Outside, can't hold back. And the Italian hurler spins and dials, and she'll grab the outside edge. Auckland will strand 2 runners here in the bottom of the 4th innings. At the moment, she's got it going on, but she has really got it going on. More action, we come back at the top of the 5th of the semi-final of the NFC. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a real good semi-final action going here. The winner of this heads to the golden promised land of the grand final, 11:30 tomorrow here at Sorensen Field, Fraser, Ballpark. And currently it is Hutt Valley with a 3-run lead in the top of the 5th innings as Denver Shore Tape will step in to go to work, followed by Atiawa Toa and Giovanni Gibson. 1, 2, 3 for Te Awa Kairangi. Oh, jumping grab at third base by Hale. That's a tiny bit of glove work, Joe.
Yeah, nice play by Shire. Just jumping on that high hopper, making the play, gathering herself, and then making a strong throw over to Tanisha Hokomo to get the first out of the inning.
Brings up the starting catcher for Hutt Valley now, Atiawa Toa. She goes at the first pitch, not mucking around. Prescott needs an arm, and she has got a cannon. What a throw.
Yeah, nice throw by Ava. She short hopped it to Tanisha, and Tanisha Hokomo made a nice play at first base to get that out.
Okamo down on one knee, 2 hands. If you're a young softballer coming through, that's the technique you want. Brings up to bat now Giovanni Gibson. 2 strikeouts on the day. But don't be fooled, this kid's got some talent, Joe.
Oh, yeah, she's a very talented future star for New Zealand.
This one pops up.
Great to see some of this young talent coming through.
Isn't it, Joe?
16 years old. We have the other Poppy Priddle, who's playing for Hawke's Bay out of Wanganui. Only 15 years old.
This one will come off the glove. A bit of confusion. And Gibson takes the invitation and seals the deal at third base.
Yeah, the sun's a little bit tough out there, as usual, at this time of the night. And once it got off Krista Hawani, spun off into the outfield for a stand-up triple.
Really taking advantage of seeing a couple of those miscues defensively, Joe, from Auckland today. And Hutt Valley have capitalised every time, haven't they?
No doubt about it. Yeah, that's been a trademark of Hutt Valley. If someone makes a mistake, they surely make you pay.
Yvonne Burgess now steps in the centre fielder. She gets on the back one, but it'll go foul down the line.
Way in front on that high, hard one.
Well, I tell you what, really interesting, Joe. We don't know who's going to face North Harbour in the final because the game that was supposed to be on Diamond 1 right now, Auckland v Canterbury. The way I've just read the draw, because Hutt Valley went down a heap against Hawke's Bay, 10 runs to 3. Hawke's Bay ran over them today. So the way I believe it is, Auckland and Canterbury. The winner of that game will go to the semi-final. It's currently top of the 7th innings. Auckland are leading 4-3 with 1 out. Canterbury have got 2 outs up their sleeve to try and get another run to have a chance to get to the semi-final. It's that close.
Yeah.
Back to the action here. Of course, we're in the semi-final for the women's. The semi-final for the men's is up straight after this one. Hard hit ball going down the line.
Just needed to straighten that one up. Was way ahead of that pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
For those that are just joining us in the day, this game was scheduled, the semi-final, for 3 o'clock. Always scheduled for that. However, the 11 a.m. game earlier today, North Harbour and Wellington, went over 3 hours long. Double tiebreaker as Burgess gets the walk down to first base. Pushed the schedule back. Softball New Zealand decided to move the men's game to Diamond 3, Canterbury, Auckland. Remember, that's an important game because the winner gets to the semi-final, and so that this semi-final can start on time. It may mean Auckland run from one diamond to another, or Canterbury, for the semi-final. Tough work for those two teams. Ball down low. Top of the order here, Marama Markia.
I'm not sure if you noticed, Jason, that Lauren just got a little frustrated with Nicole on a couple of pitches. Just she had a good change-up, and now this little drop ball she thought was a strike.
And Hokamo, go, Gadget Arms, grabs that one, diffuses the pressure that Hutt Valley was applying here in the top of the 5th innings. The score remains 5-2. Remember, the winner goes to the grand final tomorrow at 11:30. Back with more action at the bottom of the 5th.
Your world, your color, your choice with Racine.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Te Awa Kairangi, Hutt Valley here, and ko tēnei te wā. It's all about timing. It is the moment. It's the moment for Auckland as they will step in here in the bottom of the 5th innings. Top of the order, Alana Snow, Shia Howe, and Taian Bromhead Lamalu. 1, 2, and 3 here for the ladies in blue.
Well, we're halfway through this ball game now, a little more than halfway through this ball game, Jason, and Hutt Valley at the moment are getting some good pitching from Arene Costa.
Very good pitching from her. And of course, Alana Snow will know her. Alana got to play in Europe last year and some games against the Italian pitcher Costa. And it's now an opportunity because if Costa can get through the 5th, they go a long way to winning this game, Joe.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, well, Auckland still have a very tough lineup. They bat 1 to 9, and so there's still 9 more outs that Hutt Valley need, and those are going to be tough outs.
Auckland here trailing by 3 runs. As this one pops up, looking for a no man's land, but there is no such thing when you've got a Caitlin Lewin at left field. What a running grab.
Yeah, she waved the cape and made a nice play out in left field.
To say I'm a fan of Caitlin Lewin, boy oh boy. Love watching her play this game. Shia Hale now. running down the track. You can see the North Harbour ladies out there warming up in the very, very distant area. Of course, they'll have a game, a placing game, believe, Joe, they're not going to make the top 4 this year at the NFC. The finalist won the silver medal last year, did North Harbour. And this year, just not the year, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably a little bit disappointed with the results. They came in as runner-ups or finalists, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, they'd be a little bit disappointed with the result.
Lost the final by 1 run to Auckland last year. I know it well. My daughter was playing shortstop for North Harbour last year. And it was a pleasure to see those two teams go head-to-head. Auckland did the double last year. They won the men's and the women's NFC. And it looks like the Auckland men have turned it around on the next couple of days. And I'm pleased to report Canterbury Red Sox have scored 2 runs, the men's team, in the top of the 7th innings. They lead the ball game 5 runs to 4 now. Auckland will get the bat in the bottom of the 7th, but it's 3 outs for Canterbury Red Sox to go to the semi-final against North Harbour.
Canterbury have always been a tough team, and Auckland obviously have been finalist winners for many years.
This one pops up. And Lara Andrews, rightly so, takes charge of the fly ball.
Absolutely. Irene Costa was going for the ball, Lara Andrews called her off, demanded that she get off that ball, and made the catch for the second out of the inning.
The catcher now, Tyann Bromhead Lamalu. Winning run against Hawke's Bay about an hour and a half ago. Auckland have virtually gone back-to-back games without a break. I think if you'd asked Auckland if they would like, here we see Andrews calling off Costa for that infield fly. I think if you'd asked Auckland, would they have liked that men's game to stay here in the semi-final to be pushed back? Of course, we can play at 10 o'clock at night here. The police are here to look after us. The lights will turn on, so we've got no problems with that. I'm sure Auckland would have said yes to get the break, but straight into the action they are.
Oh, and it's a beautiful day.
Isn't it?
Why hold up the game till later?
Well, it's going to be the case for either Auckland or Canterbury. They're going to have to run from the outer diamond to the semi-final starting here on Diamond 1.
And to be fair, I'd like to have a beer.
A Peroni or 2 goes down well, so does Tyann Bromhead Lamalu, who slashes that one to left field safely to first base.
Nice hitting by Tyann, just slapping that ball to left field on the 1-2 count.
Temporary runner coming on to first base, and a number 19 out of Auckland, so that's Shire Howell come back out and run. She's been amongst everything today, Shire, hasn't she?
Yeah, well, she's she's leading Tyann, and then when Tyann gets on with 2 outs, she's coming in as a runner with the 2-out rule for the catcher.
The best mates too, both out of the Waitakere Bears softball club. Change up first pitch to Ruby Nola here. I tell you what, if you want anyone up to bat in this situation, it's got to be Ruby Nola. A double to centre field to drive in the first run for Auckland in the bottom of the first innings. This one's on the hands. The doctor is in the house, baby. 2 fine plays by the third baseman from Hutt Valley, and she'll shut out the threat from Auckland here in the bottom of the 5th innings. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. This one is going to the wire. Trust me. Top 6 when we come back.
From the humble beginnings of a Wellington garage and with a good helping of Kiwi Can Do, Resine have been proudly colouring New Zealand since 1946. Environmentally approved quality paints, colours and expert advice, all available at your local Resine colour shop. Our friendly team are here to help you get the best results for your project. With creative colours and innovative paint all made right here in New Zealand. You can rely on Resine to get the job done.
Well, we're on here at Atiawa Toa FM. It's semi-final action under the hills in Te Awa Kairangi, Hutt Valley. Great action here, Joe. The semi-final's been a beauty. 5 runs in the first innings between the two teams. 2 runs to Hutt Valley in the third innings. Gives us a score 5 runs to 2 at this point. What a game so far.
Oh, this game is still there in the balance. Hutt Valley would like to put a few more runs on the board just to give them some little bit more room. Auckland are a dangerous team, and they could score runs in bunches. So we got a lot more softball to go.
We sure do indeed. And this one's up. It will go out of play. And the NFC is a dual competition of the women's side here, semi-final Hutt Valley and Auckland on right now. And on the men's competition, it will be North Harbour taking on the winner of Canterbury and Auckland, playing out on the outer diamond right now. Check swing from Potter. Prescott will make that bread and butter over to first base.
So Palace was batting for
Danica Fraser, the shortstop. So Caitlin Lewin now comes in, and there's Prescott. Supporting her starting relief pitcher, Lauren Parker. Pitch is up top. Is it me, Joe? Do I sense Caitlin Lewin doing something explosive? Change of pace. She nods with approval with it.
That was a good pitch. Lauren's thrown that change up very well today. Just drops it in there. Keeps the batter off balance.
This one's up. A long way for the outfielder. The sun in her eyes, and you can see it come out of her grasp. Joe, you could tell us about what some of the local conditions are.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is 4:30 in the afternoon. The sun is coming right from behind home plate out to left field. You could see the shortstop, third base, and left fielders all have the sun in their eyes, and that just got away from Ruby Nola.
It's a tough play on the left side of the field defensively at this time of the afternoon as the sun is starting to lower in the sky. And Caitlin Lewin, can she maximise the damage because of it? 2-2 the count now. Rise ball up top, we'll fill it up. Top of the 6 innings, Joe.
Yeah, she's a dangerous hitter, and she's got some pop. She could put one out of the ballpark with one swing.
Just call time here. Count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. Low lifter. Lewin just a little behind it.
Good battle between the pitcher and the batter.
Insurance run time, Joe, for Hutt Valley, you think?
Oh, no doubt about it. You just want to get one more across there.
And a change of pace. That is masterful from Lauren Parker.
Good pitch by Lauren, down and in. Little change of pace there, as you say. That brings up the doctor.
The doctor in the house referring to
Lara Andrews.
Lara Andrews. She has simply been outstanding this week and outstanding in this game as well. 2 from 3 today. A blooper to right field with some confusion with the outfielder and second baseman. She turned into a triple. Remember, I'm not an official scorer, but that's what I put in my book, and a solid single to centre field.
Yep.
That played it a run in the third innings. Lara came into this game this day with a 600 batting average, 9 from 15. So she's red hot.
Yeah, 2 down in the top of the 6th inning. Hutt Valley would love to put another run on the board just to extend the lead by an additional run.
Big swing by Andrews. We'll go foul out of play though. Two balls and 2 strikes the count now. I don't know, Joe. Something inside me feels like something's about to explode. Ball down low.
Yeah, she's got such discipline at the bat, with the bat. And she makes the pitcher really work for an out.
Sure does indeed. Andrews steps back in now. And she will head down to third base. Well, Joe, I can report we have a final score from the men's game. Canterbury Red Sox versus Auckland. Canterbury scored 2 runs in the top of the second and hold on to that scoreline to win it 5 runs to 4. So by my scorebook, the major semi-final straight after this game will be North Harbour taking on Canterbury. My advice to Canterbury is don't muck around, get a quick drink and get ready because this one will be ready to start shortly. You'll remember North Harbour and Canterbury, they had to get the police in that day, Joe, because down to the bottom of the 7th, all locked up, 0-0, and Brock Adderwell unleashes a huge bomb to walk it off for North Harbour in that game. 1 run to 0 victory. The bomb squad was enforced. The police were here. Everyone. It was a great finish to the end of that game.
I think he had a home run also in the Wellington game that just finished up out to left field.
He's had a good tournament, young Brock Adderwell. And that one comes through the zone to take care of business. And Lauren Parker's done the job here, Joe. She hasn't given up a run since she's taken over the pitching duties. Can she keep it on? We'll find out. Can Auckland come back? They trail by 3 going into the bottom of the 6th.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds like the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
Somerset Field's been full of action today on day 3, the penultimate day of the NFC. It's seen all of the big guns come out and play. Wellington North Harbour double tiebreaker was it before this one, and now it's the major semi-final. Auckland taking on Hutt Valley. Auckland trailing by 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th innings. They will hope Tanisha Hokamo, Krista Hoani, and Karina Hale can get them going here, Joe, in the 6th.
Oh, no doubt about it. This is the meat of the lineup. Tanisha, Krista, and Karina Hale. You wouldn't want any of these are one of the three best hitters on the squad.
Hard hit ball by Akamo, but don't hit it to the doctor because boy, oh boy, she is surgical.
Yeah, she's playing an outstanding third base. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 putouts in this game.
And simply outstanding. Look at the form of Andrews and the arm to boot. She's the complete package, isn't she?
Actually, 6 putouts.
Simply outstanding. I'd lose count, Joe, too. I'd lose count with Lara Andrews. Krista Hoani now. Of course, Joe, the winner of this game. Whoa! That's a foul ball. That's one of those ones, Joe. Watch out!
Yeah.
But your bat's still stuck there.
It's off the bat. It's a foul ball.
So, the winner of this game, 1-1 count for Crystal Wani here. Joe, the winner of this game goes to the grand final at 11:30. The loser will go to the sudden death semi-final at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Yep.
That'll be against the winner of the Canterbury Red Hawks and the Hawke's Bay women's team. They're currently in the top of the 6 innings, and Canterbury are leading the ball game 2-0. Hard hit ball by Hoani to the right side. So safely aboard first base. So at the moment, Canterbury are doing a good job against their star left-hand pitcher for Hawke's Bay, Kaya Parnaby, the ace of the Australian squad. Only given up 3 hits to Canterbury, but those 3 hits produced 2 runs.
Well, as you can see here, there's 3 errors.
That may be the telling thing for Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay only have 1 hit so far. Karina Hale now for Auckland. She was intentionally walked in her last at-bat, struck out back in the second.
If you're Hutt Valley now, you want to get a couple of outs.
This one fouls off. Hale, poised and ready. This one's up the middle, and she punishes it too. Karina Hale has been slugging them like that from, I think, since Jesus was a baby and the police force were riding around on bicycles. 2 runners on now for Auckland, Joe.
Yeah, they're bringing in a pinch hitter. I think it's number 22. Is that?
I think the runner will come in first at first base for Karina Hale. We'll get her shirt number for you. Next up to bat here is due in is Ava Prescott for the Aucklanders. It looks like she is going to get pinch hit for by the ever-experienced number 22, Katrina Nuku.
Number 7 out, 22 in.
There you go. You hear the umpire, Nikki Ojura, passing those on. 7 out, that's Prescott. 22 in is Nuku. And what a person to bring off the bench in this situation,
Oh,
Joe.
very experienced campaigner. Played for the White Sox for many, many years. Played for also the Ramblers up in Auckland, I believe.
Yeah, that's where she currently is. I think player coach there these days.
Is that right?
Of course, I got to see her a couple of years ago at the WBSC Women's Group World Cup group stage. She's playing for New Zealand and played an exceptional tournament as well. This one curves in on the outside edge. She had a bit of a hiatus from the game after starting a young family. Now back into it, full flight. Costa bends this in on the hands of Nuku. They get it. What a play, Denver Shore Tate. Are you kidding me? Wow.
Yeah, ground ball to
Right side.
the right side.
She had no business of getting to the ball, Shaw Tate. We see the runners advance, and on this replay, you might capture it here. Look how fast she goes. And then has the presence of mind to shovel it over the two, Joe. How good.
Yeah, oh, beautiful play by Denver. Being able to get it out of her glove, getting it over to the shortstop, Danica Fariso, for the second out. Great play. And
Joe,
that brings up another pinch hitter for Auckland.
Joe, they say defense wins championships. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. We pride ourselves, when I was coaching the Hutt Valley team, on defense, and that's one of the trademarks of Hutt Valley softball.
As you mentioned, another pinch hitter here for Auckland. They've also got a pinch runner at third base into the ball game, running at third. Sorry, she was a designated runner as Kaya Lee O'Brien in her debut appearance at the NFC for Auckland. But the pinch hitter into the ball game for Jade Cavalry will be Beth Reed, who steps in with 2 outs here and runners in the corners. This one's down low. Very patient hitter is Beth. But boy, oh boy, she can be explosive too.
No doubt about it. Yeah, another good lefty hitter that Auckland has. It's been in the junior White Sox and White Sox frame.
This one out wide. So the base runners for Auckland. At third base is Leo O'Brien. And at first base, it is Prescott. So they've got pace on the base path. Can Reed provide the power? And boom, she hits it, but straight into the midst of Yvonne Gibson at right field. And again, Irene Costa diffuses the Auckland onslaught. Joe, how impressive.
No doubt about it. She's not doing it on her own. There's some good defense being played behind her. But she's pitching a very good ball game. And Hutt Valley are now back-to-back in the top of the 7th.
They sure are indeed. They lead by 3. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back. The winner goes to the grand final, don't forget. Defense wins championships, and under the nestle of the pine trees surrounding Fraser Ballpark, we've been treated to a fantastic major semi-final matchup here at the NFC. Hutt Valley put their best foot forward a number of times offensively, the first and the third innings especially. 3 and 2 runs scored respectively, and lifting it, one bounce and over the fence for Hutt Valley. Simply outstanding. Boy, oh boy, when they put their foot down, they get away in a hurry, don't they?
No doubt about it. Denver Shaw Tate showing her power. Hits a drive to left center field, which was a ground rule double.
Shaw Tate's been fantastic today, 2 from 4. Been on base 3 times, an RBI to her tally. She knows how important the insurance run is with these Auckland bats yet to bat in the bottom of the 7th. Tavite looking for a sacrifice bunt. This one pops up. Lamaru is right there. Shaw Tate is aware. She won't leave second base. Only one away here on the top of the 7th. Time called here as they'll send out a runner for Shaw Tate. The young speedster Riley Watt will go out there, Joe.
Yeah, they want to put some speed. Riley is certainly a player with very good speed. And you got the Ivani Gibson, the young, outstanding star at the plate.
Full swing from Gibson. Rightly, I don't know her exact age, Joe, but I think you were saying around about 16 years of age.
I think she's 16 years of age.
Boy, playing well above her years, that's for sure.
Was the MVP at the under-17s for the girls. They won the championship.
Fresh off the developing socks, the New Zealand under-15 women's team. They went away to Tokyo, Japan for the World Cup, and you can see having that, how much she has grown from that experience. Unfortunately, New Zealand won't send the side to the next under-15s World Cup. That's in Italy this year or next year. They're going to skip a cycle, unfortunately. American Samoa have taken their place. But it's great to see, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing some youngsters coming through.
This one in the hot corner, the throw, and look at advance the three. And that's why Riley Watts, the designated runner, she has got speed to burn.
No doubt about it. It was a dangerous throw by Tanisha. Almost got away from Ava. Vani moves the runner to third base. And that brings up Yvonne Burgess.
Time called here as the Auckland coach, Isaac Fletcher, comes out. And you see the replay here, Joe. Just holds the runner back. Riley Watts way away from there. Two throws, and Watt slides into third base successfully. Hutt Valley, they know what they can do, and they push the buttons at the right time, don't they?
Yeah. Just not sure what the coach was coming out to talk to the umpire. That's why I was a little distracted, Jason.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm
try
sure
to
we'll pick it up
verify
anyway.
what that
but
was.
what we do know is Yvonne Burgess now is up to bat. And there are 2 outs in the top of the 7th innings. And Burgess says, guess what? I'll knock in the insurance run. Yes, sirree. And Hutt Valley lead the ball game 6 runs to 2 now.
Yeah, that's a great piece of hitting by Yvonne. First pitch hitting.
First run of the ball game surrendered by Lauren Parker.
And that shows you how big of a play that was for Riley to get over to third base.
There's Farizo, the shortstop for Hutt Valley. She's impressed with her teammates right now. And it takes a team to win it. Top of the order now, Marama Markia steps in to go to work, the second base woman. Hasn't found herself to first base yet, offensively. However, this is her fourth turn at bat in the game, so law of averages, maybe something happens now.
No doubt about it. She's due, if you wanted to say that. Danica Fariso's on the on-deck circle. She re-enters the game after being pinch hit for by Palace Potter.
This one pops up. And Hale will take over as well. And that'll do the top of the 7th. But it's not before Hutt Valley on the back of a double from Denver Shore Tate. Some wheels by Riley Watt. And some heads up, just sure. Great hitting from Yvonne Burgess. Insurance run in the book, 6 runs to 2. Auckland down to the last 3 outs.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds like the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa
Well, the Recon Sports Centre has been the backdrop of some great softball in the NFC. Day 3 action here. Semi-final between Hutt Valley and Auckland. Caitlin Lewin's been cheering from the fences as she has contributed in today's match. 6 runs to 2, Hutt Valley lead. Auckland, they will need to produce at least 4 runs here in the bottom of the 7th innings. If they're going to have a chance to get straight through to the semi-final, Joe, we'll find out as we go through this one.
Yeah, well, Auckland are capable of scoring in bunches. They got the lead-off batter, Alana Snow, on. And so it's the top of the pops for Auckland.
We've officially had the word, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be Canterbury that won. We were following. We thought it was the Canterbury Red Sox. The men's team will take on North Harbour, and there's Canterbury right there, getting a 5-minute break before their semi-final. As Alana Snow tries to beat this one out, a bang play at first base, but down she goes. So as we were saying, it'll be North Harbour Canterbury in the men's major semi-final straight after this game, trying to get to their grand final tomorrow. Still waiting on a result for the Canterbury women's team in Hawke's Bay playing on the outer diamonds. Hawke's Bay played 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th innings to lock it up 2 runs apiece, Joe.
Yeah, exciting ball game over on Diamond 5.
Jackson Watt, I'm sure he's tuning in to see what's happening over the, because that's, of course, Canterbury women's team that are playing there. Must-win game for them. Shire Hale now. She's been amongst it. A single to second base in the first innings. Then 2 flyouts. 1 to centre field and 1 to third base in the 3rd and the 5th. This one's outside.
Shire tracks that ball right back to the catcher. He's got a very good eye on that.
On the men's side too, playing in the 3-4 game. So they must win that game to get to play. The loser of North Harbour and Canterbury is Hutt Valley and Hawke's Bay. So Hutt Valley on the men's side doing really well, doing very well as well, Joe.
Yeah, no, they've probably exceeded expectations, being a young team.
This one just clips the edge of the zone. So full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Costa, 2 outs away from a great victory for Hutt Valley and a grand final berth. She wants to get the right signal here, taking her time, and she will back off until she's ready. What do you think she wants, Joe?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see how many
times is it change up coming?
Well, a change up. She does have that good change up,
doesn't she?
And she's been using it quite effectively.
Well, she juggles the ball. She likes the signal now. Full count. 1 right down the kitchen sink, and Hale will pull it through the hole between first and second base.
Yeah, good piece of hitting by Shire.
2 hits on the day. Also 2 hits on the day is Tyann Bromhead Lamalu about to come into the batter's box. 1 to centre field, 1 to left field slash. On base every time, a fielder's choice in the first innings. On the back of this one, shallow though for Burgess, who will make the catch at centre field.
Yeah, fly out. Experienced and Burgess shades her eyes from that sun.
Well, I've talked this young lady up quite a few times today. Ruby Nola will contend with the juggling grip of Irene Costa from Italy here, as they are down to their last out, Joe.
Yeah, this is
drop ball down and away.
It'll be interesting if Shire steals. They need 4 runs. It's important that they get base runners.
All set to go again. This one just over the zone. So a hitter's count here for Nola. Makes you want to reach nervously to your neck and find a way to settle yourself down in these moments. Big moment for Costa. This one's over the top of the zone. You can feel the adrenaline running through her arm, can't you, Joe?
Yeah, she's wanting to get that third out. Needs to rely on a defense. Come back into the strike zone now.
Ruby Nola. And it's 4 balls straight walk for Nola, as with 2 runners will be on base here. And up to bat will be Tanisha Hokamo. But before that, head coach Cindy Potai wants to talk to her team.
It's a good time to go out to the mound, settle down the young Italian pitcher.
Sure is indeed. You can see North Harbour on screen here. They've been waiting for quite a while, so luxury for them. They're well rested. They'll take on Canterbury in the other major semi-final to happen straight after this game. Canterbury, unfortunately, have just come off the other diamond. They're getting a quick bite to eat, and they will have to face Pitarona and his men from North Harbour to try and get through to the grand final on very little rest. Back to the action here on the semi-final. Bottom of the 7th. 2 outs. Tanisha Hokamo. 2 from 3 today. 1 RBI. Can she go one more time? Again, Costa above the zone. Trying to get that last out, Joe.
Yeah.
It's always the hardest, isn't it?
It is the hardest one. She's squeezing the ball a little bit. Ball's just a little bit up. It always becomes a little bit tougher when the umpire starts getting a little tighter with the zone.
This one comes through the zone. Auckland have left 7 base runners on in the semi-final. Is it the bottom of the 10th the time to capitalise? 5 strikeouts on the day for Costa. Hard hit ball from Hokamo. It'll plate 1 for sure as they'll turn the corner. And Hokamo will rest up. And Auckland are not finished here in the semi-final, 6 runs to 3.
No, they're not. There's a nice hit by Tanisha, just out of the reach of Matamamakia. Shyla Hare scores. Ruby Nola went to third, and it's 1st and 3rd.
Look at the grit of the teeth.
2 outs.
Hale as she comes around to plate the 3rd run of the ball game for Auckland.
There's 2 down.
Down to their last out. They have been for a wee while now. And Krista Hawani steps in. She takes the first pitch down Main Street. 2 walks issued by Costa. She's been good on that side, Joe. She has given up 10 hits for her 3 runs. This one's up top.
She has relied on a defense. They've played well behind her, especially Lyra at third base.
Auckland have out-hit Hutt Valley 10 hits to 9, but they've out-errored them too. Auckland have committed 3 errors in the semi-final. This one, looking to dunk it into no man's there. Burgess just can't quite get it. 1 comes in. They'll put the stop sign on Okamo at third base, and Auckland now within 2 runs here in the semi-final.
Yeah, there was a bloop just out of the reach of Yvonne.
Would it have been an amazing catch by the centre fielder, Yvonne Burgess. She had to go a long way here, as you see the effort, and just couldn't get it to stick. Auckland ran the bases wisely. They can't give away an out. Now it's Katrina Howell. Being on base, 2 from 3 today. A solid single to left field in her last at-bat in the 6th innings. And it looks like we're going to make a change here, maybe a pinch runner. We'll wait to see for Hawani out at second base because, of course, the tying run, Joe, now is at second base.
Yeah.
So Nikki Ogier, the home plate umpire, who's done a fantastic job today, Joe. Been very impressed with her work.
Yeah, she's an experienced umpire, and she's done a fantastic job calling this game.
So Karina Hale now. A chance to walk it off in the bottom of the seventh as she lifts it out of the yard. It's down the middle, comes back to the screen. Auckland walked it off in the bottom of the tiebreaker against Hawke's Bay, who are gone now. Canterbury have knocked them out in the other semi-final.
Wow.
Can Karina Howell knock out Hutt Valley of the grand final berth here in the semi-final? Costa's throwing well. It's a great challenge. Rise ball's too high. One ball, two strikes, the count. Irene Costa. 5 strikeouts on the day. This one's down the middle. It's a line drive from Howell. The tying runs will come in for sure. And the veterans from Auckland get her done, ladies and gentlemen. We've got ourselves a tied ball game in the semi-final. 6 runs apiece.
Yeah, I mean, tough giving up those 4 runs, and they tie up the ball game in the bottom of the 7th. We're going to go. It's, well, a little bit shocking to do with 2 outs.
Sure is
Score
indeed.
3 with
and
2 outs.
We talked about it, Joe. The 21st out in softball is the hardest one to get.
No doubt about it.
Auckland have been down to their last out for about 4 or 5 batters now. Back a walk and then back to back hits have produced 4 runs when they were 2 down. This one's down low. Ava Prescott now. Kylie O'Brien, the designated runner, is on at first base. The winning run in the bottom of the 7th innings for Auckland, Tamaki Makoto. Two balls and no strikes to count. What a grandstand, ladies and gentlemen. What a grandstand. There's a good pitch. There's a real good pitch, Joe. From
Yeah, she's
Costa.
coming back into the strike zone.
Oh, we have the lineups in for North Harbour Canterbury major semi-final to happen straight after this game. It'll be Pizzarona with the ball on the mound for North Harbour and Ben Watts with the ball for Canterbury, the Cowboy. And that showdown to come in the OK Corral straight after this game.
Yeah.
Auckland down to their last strike again. 2-2 the count. Change of pace, and Prescott will just walk it off here. They'll have to play first base, of course. But it's not before the damage is done here on the back of Tanisha Hokamo, Krista Hawani, and Katrina Hale. Experience, experience, experience. 4 runs scored in the bottom of the 7th. We're locked up, baby. We are going to extra time. See you soon. Well, the action in the NFC's major semi-final tonight between Auckland and Hutt Valley has simply been amazing. We head to the tiebreaker now. When Hutt Valley will send up Danica Fraser with a textbook sacrifice bunt that'll move Marama Makia over to third base, only 60 feet away from the go-ahead run, Joe.
Yeah, the beautiful sacrifice bunt by Danica, moving Marama Makia to third base.
Joe, I got only one question for you, my friend, as Caitlin Lewin comes in the bat here. How's the heart rate going, buddy?
Oh, well, I mean, she'll want to put the bat on the ball and get this run across.
Not her heart rate. How's your heart
my
rate?
My heart rate, well, yeah, just, I'm a little conflicted, to be honest with you. Auckland, I knew they had a tough batting order, and I knew you had to fight them to the last out.
Oh, squeeze play. They come home, and the catcher does not tag the runner. Oh, you'll see the ball get here in time on the Atiawa Toa FM super slow-mo here, but Bromhead Lamalu does not tag the base runner. It's not a forced play. And Hutt Valley will take the lead in the tiebreaker, 7-6. That's a big moment in this match, Joe.
Oh, no doubt about it. That shows you a little bit of the inexperience of Tyon. She went for the force when she needed to put the tag on.
You can see there's a collision at first base here where Lewin runs over.
And that's where they got the obstruction.
And she's down to second base here, and you'll see it on the slow-mo here. Just piles straight through Hoani. Bang! Watch out for the Warriors because, Lewin barges her way to second base. Andrews, rightly so, is put on intentionally now. And Caitlin Lewin, of course, a proud member of the Te Aroha Eels rugby league team and the Wellington Orcas. And you can see why with that run knocking Kwani over at first base. Anyway, back to the action here. One away. Hutt Valley have taken the lead, 7-6.
Yeah, Lara was intentionally walked.
Kitty Winiata Inoka now into the batter's box.
There's one down. Kitty Winiata will want to put the bat on the ball and move these runners around.
Outside pitch. Of course, Winiata Inoka here. She's only got one thought on her mind, isn't it? Hit it to the right side behind Caitlin Lewin.
Absolutely.
And she will score from second base every time.
No doubt about it.
You can't pitch on the outside of the plate in this situation. This one's in the middle, going back to the track, and one bouncing over for Kitty Winiata Inoka, and that will plate one run here. Hutt Valley think it's a home run, but it's a ground rule double, and they will plate another run here, though, Joe. We'll have to correct the scoreboard for you. The score will be 8-6. Just on cue. Joe's phone is blowing up because Hutt Valley are on fire in the top of the tiebreaker.
Runners at second and third. How many runs did they plate?
Just one in that play, so 8-2. But you're right, 2 runners in scoring position now. This one pops up. It will just go foul. Oh boy, the manager of the Hutt Valley side, Suzanne Luke, almost wore that one. They breed them tough down here, Joe.
Yeah, it was.
They breed them tough. Of course, Denver Shaw Tate, she has been dangerous with a capital T here or a capital D, whichever one you want. 3 from 4 on base for Shaw Tate. On the back of this one. And that'll fall in foul territory. They'll come back and reset. Lara Andrews, she was off and running, Joe, if they'd caught that.
Oh, no doubt about it. She was going to tag up on that because Tanisha and Krista were a little bit off balance.
So, Joe, you can see better than I. The base runner at second base, I need to know that it is shortly. Hard hit ball by Shaw Tate. She's on fire. One comes in. Two comes in. Riley Watt, the designated runner, as Denver Shaw Tate flexes the Hutt Valley muscle with 4 runs now scored in the top of the tiebreaker, 10 runs to 6.
Yeah, great piece of hitting by Denver. Drove that ball to left field and to score the 4 runs in this tiebreaker.
The mental error by the Auckland catcher, not tagging the runner come home, has proved to be pivotal here in the top of the tiebreaker innings. Atiawa Toa now, the catcher. She's been good today too, Joe. 2 RBIs from 2 from 4 at the plate.
She was being aggressive there. What do we have? We have 1 out.
Just 1 away. The sacrifice bunt from Fraser to start the innings. And then the mental lapse, the non-tag by the catcher at home plate, followed by an intentional walk, a double by Kiri Winiata Anoka to plate a run, and then a smash double by Denver Shaw Tate to left field to plate 2 more runs. And another hard hit ball to Vitae this time gets on the bandwagon, and Shaw Tate will score with ease from second base. Te Awa Kairangi, boy oh boy, it looks like to me, Joe, they're turning green into gold.
Yeah, this is a fantastic display of comeback softball to give up the 4 runs in that bottom of the 7th inning. Would have been a little bit disappointed, but the smile on the face from Denver Shaw Tate says it all, and Hutt Valley have turned the green to gold.
Well, 11 runs are given up by Auckland now, and there is no choice but to make a pitching change on the hill. So Lauren Parker will come out. We'll introduce a new pitcher when we come back. This pitching change brought to you by Beyond the Dugout.
Your world, your color, your choice.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A pitching change here for Auckland at the top of the tiebreaker. It'll be Karina Hale that'll come on to the mound for Auckland, the 3rd pitcher in this major semi-final. And she will face Ivani Gibson. First pitch is a little loose. They trail by 5 runs here after Hutt Valley have exploded in the top of the tiebreaker. Product of some fantastic hitting, it's got to be said, Joe, but unfortunately initiated by a mental lapse defensively for Auckland.
Yeah, well, it was just that one play at home plate that let the floodgates open.
Gibson now lashes it. And Hutt Valley will have him cornered now with runners at 3 and 1. Boy, that's a sharp hit ball from Ivani Gibson.
Ivani Gibson hit a great shot there. Otila on the other play might have scored on that if she went to second on her hit, but she's at third base. And Hutt Valley still have first and third with 2 outs.
Joe,
1 out.
Joe, you remember in the top of the 7th innings, it was Yvonne Burgess that drove in the insurance run. If she hadn't have scored that insurance run at the top of the 7th innings, Auckland would have won the game in the bottom of the 7th.
You're right.
So a big game for the centre fielder from Hutt Valley. And it was only a matter of time, and the throw down to second base. Unfortunately, Bromhead Lamalu behind the dish. When things are moving quick in your head, it's a little hard to relax and play with composure, and that throw is ill-advised, and they will pay the price for it. 12 runs to 6 now to Hutt Valley.
Still only 1 out.
Burgess, a dribbler here, Crystal Heine will pick it up to get the out, but she will drive another insurance run in for Burgess. Well, for Hutt Valley, 13 runs to 6 now. 7 runs scored in the top of the tiebreaker. A classy performance from this Hutt Valley side. Top of the order now, Marama Markia. She will be the 9th batter here in the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I mean, it's some display by Hutt Valley.
This one just misses over the top of the zone. That being said, Joe, Auckland will have the right of reply in the bottom of the
No doubt about
tiebreaker
it.
innings. We did see them score 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Oh boy, they'll have to pull out the magician's hat, the lucky charm, the favourite cockatiel and everything to get 7 runs in the bottom of the tiebreaker, but it's not impossible.
Well, they scored 4 in that last inning.
Yeah. Markia now. 3 straight balls here in her at bat. This one comes through. Also a very cool moment, Joe. I don't know if this is their first time doing this, but with Katrina on the hill and Shire at third base, maybe the first time they've played together as mother and daughter at the NFC.
Oh, yeah, well, it could be. I'm not sure. But we would have had probably, I'm trying to think of another mother-daughter. Well, you had Kyla Bromhead.
The Bromheads have done it with Tyann. So I think this may be the first time, especially in the field together, as you can see them right now.
For the house.
That one's out wide, and a walk issued to Markia. So, with 2 away here, and 8 runs locked in the bank for Hutt Valley. Hand it over to the shortstop, Danica Fraser, with her second at-bat here in the tiebreaker innings. Started with a perfect sacrifice bunt to get the runner in scoring position. Now the Texas Leaguer, hitting is contagious, and Hutt Valley are full of the hits right now. So Markia moves up to second base. Well, I tell you who's happy about this outside of Hutt Valley is they've got to be the Canterbury men's team. Because this game's going so long, they're getting a good break.
They're getting a bit of
so
a
I'm
rest.
very happy for them.
That's very good.
Even though they're going to play my home association in North Harbour.
Oh, right.
And it would have been an advantage for North Harbour for sure.
Sure.
I want to see a quality game of soccer.
Oh, everybody does.
Yeah.
And I think you'll see everybody is here, and I don't think they'll be going anywhere. It's a beautiful night.
It sure is indeed. This one just at the top of the leaders of Caitlin Lewin. And remember, it was Caitlin Lewin with the squeeze play, which Shire Howell, the third baseman, picked up, flicked it to the catcher with plenty of time to make the tag at home plate. And unfortunately, the catcher didn't tag the runner, played it like a force play, and allowed Hutt Valley to score the first run of the tiebreaker.
Well, they've got still first and second, 2 men out. Super Lewin up.
She's been outstanding today. Here's Caitlin Lewin. And goes the other way. A nice reactional grab by Hutt.
Very nice play.
And it finally stops the bleeding here in the tiebreaker. But it's not before the girls from Hutt Valley. They plate 7 runs in the tiebreaker. Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so. It's a big mountain to climb.
It's a big mountain to climb, but we'll see what happens.
We'll find out.
Stay tuned.
36. See you soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the major semi-final action here. And boy, oh boy, it's had a bit of everything. Joe Fraser joining me in commentary. Joe, 19 runs scored in this major semi-final. Hutt Valley leading by 7 in the bottom of the tiebreaker. How do you describe a game like this?
Well, this shows you the hitting that a beautiful play. It shows you the hitting of Hutt Valley. And it was just an unbelievable display. A sacrifice bunt scores 1 run. The player at home, the catcher, thinks it's a force. The run scores, and it opened the floodgates. We now have 1 out, and Hutt Valley are down to 2 outs to end this ball game.
The runner for Auckland moves over to third base on that ground out. And that'll bring up top of the shop. So if there's ever a chance for Auckland, at least at the right part of their order here, Joe, Alana Snow now.
It is a runner at third. That doesn't mean anything. Hutt Valley are hunting 2 outs now.
And Snow gets on the back of one, but so does the Fraser. Are you kidding me? It's a snow cone diving catch into the wilderness of the outfield for the shortstop from Hutt Valley.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic play. Laying it out.
Wow.
I could like to say I used to teach her that, but that's one of the reasons why she's one of the best shortstops in the country.
I tell you what, Joe, I know I say it ain't so, Joe, but say it is, Joe. Say it is. What a play by your daughter, Danica, at shortstop for Hutt Valley. And now 1 out away of a berth in the grand final. Hutt Valley, the tiebreaker, has been simply outstanding. Shy Hale now for Auckland. This pitch is down low. Irene Costa's gone the complete distance here for Hutt Valley into the semi-final.
I guess as much as you want to give her the complete game, and she does only need the 1 out, any chance of cutting this in half, we'll have to maybe look at making a change. But Irene should be able to get that 1 out.
Joe, making it to the grand final of the NFC is so hard. Hutt Valley are 1 out away now. Change up over the top of the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. Lara Andrews is skipping like a 10-year-old. She's thinking it's close. She knows what it's like and how hard it is to get to a grand final.
Oh,
That's
no doubt.
what's at stake here, ladies and gentlemen. Hale ready. This one's inside too close, and she'll go down to first base. So a walk issued in the bottom of the tiebreaker. And Auckland have got them cornered with runners at first and third. And I'd love to see this young lady up to bat now with a hit in this situation. I know it's not going to win the game, but after allowing that mental lapse in the bottom of the top of the innings, I would love to see her get a hit here. They catch a tie-in, Bromhead Lamalu.
Yeah, it's always good to see a player come back after a bit of a devastating moment. And she's a young player, and she'll learn from it.
Great young player too. Yeah. Full swing, this one goes back. And don't get me wrong, Auckland are going to get a great service from this catcher, Bromhead Lamalu, for many years.
No doubt.
And you learn as you go on your journey, don't you?
You absolutely do.
1-1 the count now. The Italian left-hander for Hutt Valley on the hill. 1 out away from a great victory here in the semi-final. Change of pace. Sails a little wide though. It's in the players' hands at this moment. And this one will skip off. The Doctor's got it. Hutt Valley's got it. A complete game performance from Irene Costa. The Italian pitcher goes through 8 innings of work for Hutt Valley to score 7 in the tiebreaker. They had to bat as well, ladies and gentlemen. They had to bat as well. 13 runs to 7. What a semi-final. Hutt Valley are through to the grand final at 11:30 tomorrow, Joe. Joe, your thoughts on the match?
Well, to say that I'm tickled pink would be an understatement. This Hutt Valley team shows their grit once again. Green turned into gold, scoring 7 runs in a tiebreaker against Auckland. Wow, is all I could say. Player of the day, Jason.
Yeah, I'll come back to you that in a second with that one, Joe. Take a breath. Winners of Grinners for Hutt Valley, as you can see there, and why wouldn't you? A simply outstanding game from them today. They capitalised on 4 errors from Auckland and 1 mental one in the tiebreaker, but it was a roller coaster all the way through. Hutt Valley score 3 in the top of the first, 2 in the top of the third, an insurance run in the top of the 7th. The helicopter's been flying around. Auckland 2 in the bottom of the first, 4 in the bottom of the 7th when they were in the last out. It was clutch from Auckland, and then the tiebreaker had just all unfolded, unfortunately, for the Aucklanders. 7 runs scored by Hutt Valley. They run out victors, 13 runs to 6. Joe, the Beyond the Dugout broadcasting player of the match.
Well, I guess you can't go past the Italian, Irene Costa. Pitched a complete game. The batters obviously batted behind her. The defense was superb, but Irene Costa from Bhutan, Milan, is the player of the day.
Well, there you go. That's the recipe. We love our Italian, and we love our Italian pitchers. Irene Costa is the Beyond the Dugout broadcasting player of the semi-final as Hutt Valley head off to the grand final tomorrow. It'll be Auckland taking on Canterbury at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning in the sudden death semi-final. But don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because the big boys are up. North Harbour taking on Canterbury in their major semi-final in about 15 minutes' time. On behalf of Joe Fraser, I've been Jason Gerbes, aka Chop, and the rest of the crew. We'll hand you over to Gary Rauhihi and the boys for the boys semi-final in just a moment.
Turning green to gold. See you.
Kia ora koutou katoa.